Traders, how you doing? Tom Willard here with Tom Willard Trading. Welcome to a video update here on the markets. It's April 30th, 2016. It's a Saturday. I'm doing this over the weekend. Hope you guys are having a good earnings season trading. It's been a fantastic month. I want to follow up kind of where I left off a month ago in my last video on March 31st. Some of the things I talked about in the video. If you didn't see that, take a look at that video. It'll lead into this video nicely. Okay, first up, as typical, if you've watched my videos, I've got this quadrant going on. I've got the 15-minute chart here on the lower right, got the 60-minute to the left, and then up one is the daily and then the weekly. Okay, these are the major time frames I watch for when trading stuff, both on a day trading perspective. I day trade on the 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute time frames, 10-minute time frames typically, but I use these to assess ideas for day trading as well as for swing trading, longer term trading. So that's why I'm using these four here. So let's get on with it. Now, last we spoke, or last I spoke in the video, was right here, March 31st. You'll notice that I talked about this being a false breakout. This was a very risky breakout to buy, and that we had a high odds chance that we'd go down and take out 106. And if you don't believe me, go watch the video. And sure enough, if you had bought there, you would have enjoyed maybe about $1 worth of move higher as it just stalled out here on low volume, and now we've come down in higher volume. Okay, and what did we do? We took out the 106 mark that I prophesized in that video that would be a stop place. I mean, if I had bought this, that's where my stop would be in that area, and it would have been taken out. And now we've taken it out. Okay, so this breakout did fail from that perspective. Now, if you said, well, my stop isn't down, is down here or down here, then I would be concerned with the fact that where's your target, because technically you've got on this breakout here, this is where I'm talking about on the weekly chart, you notice there isn't a lot of room. You're coming up to a head, possibly a resistance area here at 115. So you had maybe about $5 worth of profit to that resistance point if it had gotten all the way up there, and your risk, if your stop was down here, would have been $7. And no, that's a no. That's trading 101. Okay, you don't want to have a stop that large, a reward to risk that's that poor, unless you're knocking out 90% wins on your win percentages. And if you are, then you can obviously do the math on that and you know what you're doing. But I personally prefer at least 3 times a reward for my risk. That is, if I've got a $5 target, then at most I want to risk $1, 50 maybe, okay, per share. So, like I said, not buying this, looking for the short, okay, got short up here, and I'm in this short. I'm in the Q short, okay, enjoying it here, still in it, okay, looking for a move down. I think it can come down to 104. I'll probably scale some profits out. We're going to see how Monday turns around after the weekend here, okay. I think we can go lower. Volume's picked up on this move. A lot of it probably is because taking out stops. Of course, there's people on both sides. A trade doesn't happen without buyer and a seller, okay. So both sides, a lot of action here. Come down. Of course, a lot of it was driven, some say, by the icon comments around Apple. Apple, of course, is taking a drubbing off their earnings report. You can see here that the gap down here was massive. Unfortunately, I was not short in Apple at this point. I have been before and made some good money on it back here, but not at this point. I'm completely out of it. So I didn't take it into this, but it was a very nice move down, and it's now down here near support. So now it's put up or shut up time for Apple. My guess is that unless something cataclysmic happens in the market, we're going to probably wander around in this 90 to 95, 96 area, maybe up to 98 for a few weeks before it may set up there. Then I'd look to get short under 90-ish if it gives me a setup. Okay, but right now Apple's in no play. On the long side, you say, well, it's got support, and you're right, it does. So if you do want to try to buy this big move down, now's not the time to short it. Let me be clear. It's gone too far too fast. Just kind of like on the Qs and SPYs I talked about in the last video. It's too late to go long. It's gone too far too fast. You're axing for a stop, a killing actually. Okay, so don't get short now. Would be my suggestion. I'm not. I won't be. Okay. Again, you do what you do. If you got something that works for you, great, do it. But if you're saying, well, hey, Apple's a great stock, I own their products, I want to buy it, you do have a valid point that you are at a support area at 92. It's held hard here twice. Okay, can it hold again? Well, look at it this way. If you want to gamble and get in long off this, in fact, if someone put a gun to my head and said, you got to trade Apple, but I could do it long or short, I would probably go long on this at this point. okay, because it's gone so far so fast, even though I think this thing's going lower in general, okay? But I would be going long because it's gone so far so fast it's at a major support area, okay? So you could buy it here, and if the low is here, 92, right? Yeah, 92, and let's see what's here, 92.39. So you can say, all right, well, 93.74, I'm going to get in. I'll buy, X amount of shares. And what I would suggest is you put your stop at around $91 a share. And if it goes below there, get the heck out of Dodge. Do not try to be a hero. Okay, don't add to the position. All right. Have a side line. Maybe it's 90 for you. Maybe it's 89. But this is a support area, and it's never to the exact penny. It's never. It won't be 92. Okay. It could. Okay. It could hold there. But typically with my trading, I don't put a stop right at that exact point unless I'm day trading where I'm surgical and I'm exact. On swing trading, I usually give it a cushion, and I would suggest you explore that too if you're new to trading. So anyway, so again, no play on Apple. I'm not buying it here. Fortunately, no one is holding a gun to my head saying I have to trade it. I'm just going to just ignore it. So anyway, I brought that up kind of on the digression there from the Qs. So Qs, in it short, going to try to write it down. What is my target? Ultimately, I'd love it to go to 95. I'm going to see how things go, and as things play out, if it pops back up and takes out this pivot at 108, I may get out of my position. Okay, but right now I may trail stop it. I'll probably take partial profits at around 104, 103. Next stop about 100, and then next stop probably about 95. Okay, and then obviously you may get more setups. It may pause here, base for a week, give you another setup. I may get short again at 104. I may add to the position, and then I wouldn't be taking partial profits at 104. I would be adding to the position. So it's all about the candle formation, kids. All about the candle formation. SPYs. Okay, came right back up to this area here. Same thing, right? End of March. What happened? If you would have bought it here, you would have just, the breakout hasn't really worked. Now, this one, however, hasn't failed. So if you bought it around when I did that video, typically technically your stop, or my stop, would have been right here on 202, 201. And you can see we're still holding above that. So you may be in this long, and you may not be stopped out yet. Okay, but you got a lot of overhead resistance here to contend with. Okay, I would not want to be long in this at this point. Okay, now if it holds up, it bases out, it puts in a month-long base here and builds up some strength. Okay, working off a lot of the supply over here to the left, then I'd be considering a breakout. In fact, 2 months from now, I may be talking to you how I'm buying the crap out of the SPYs and the Qs. Okay, again, don't get married to a bias. I just posted a blog on my site if you want to check it out about that. Just stick and move with the market. Okay, be like water, as Bruce Lee says. Okay, stick and move with it. But right now, again, my bias is still short on the SPYs and on the Qs. All right. Now, the one thing I talked about last time that I'm long in is this gold, and I'm digging this. Again, I got into 103 off this move. I just had to ring the register on some of it, but like I said, I held some. Okay, it pulled back. Didn't go back to 115, which was where I wanted, so I didn't buy this again. Unfortunately, I still have my original position, part of my original position, because I sold some into this here. But I did buy some other golds. Okay, and am loving that. But this GLD is looking great. It's looking higher, holding my little whole core position for longer. I think this thing's going higher, dogs, going much higher. Now, some other ones. This one I did buy, GOLD. Okay, off this double bottom here, off this pullback. Okay, in here 91, already up almost $10 a share on this one. Okay, on this nice push here and this big move. Okay, took some profits, a $10 move in 2 days. What is that? 11% off of $91 to $100.50. I just had to oblige and take some off the table. But I still got a position in this gold, and it's looking good. Looking fantastic, GOLD. AEM's another one that I've owned since way back in this area here. Okay, and I sold into this area here, and I'm still holding it's like the GLD position. I still got a small position, unfortunately not as big as I'd like, but this thing is looking handsome. Absolutely handsome. Okay, SLW is another one. Been rocking on this one here. Looking good. Continue to look good up here. Looks strong. Very strong days here. So these are all the ones that I'm playing here in and out. Now, FIT, a stock that I tweeted about, setting up on a daily chart. You technically got a cup and a handle here. See it here? Here's the cup, handle. low volume. Okay, I bought it here, and I'm still in it, looking good. Now on this gap up day here, not Friday but Thursday, I sold some. Okay, I sold a third of my position off that nice pop up there. And it's holding, and I still got 2/3 of my position looking for a ride. Look at the weekly chart. I think this thing's got room. My ultimate target on this thing is going to be about $25 to $30 a share. Okay, depending on how it behaves, what the market does. The market collapses, this thing could be curtains. My stop has now moved up a little bit here, so that if it comes down and gets me, I'm still going to make profit even on my initial 2/3. Okay, so Fit's another one I tweeted about that is looking pretty solid here on the long side, but don't buy it now. I mean, I'm already in it, but don't buy it now because it's extended at this point. There's no setup. I may buy it again if it bases out here, sets up again for me, just like I talked about with the Qs and the possible short. Okay. For this video, let's talk about the FANG stocks since everyone follows them real quick. Facebook obviously had the earnings, the blowout earnings, gapped up huge, strong. Remember I talked about this one. I owned this one. I bought it around 100, sold it around one. Is it double topped here around 112, 113? Okay, and it's been going sideways and all over the place, and then we have the gap up here, and it's holding strong. Facebook is a leader. I think this is worth watching. I'm not shorting this one. I'm not going long on it. I'm flat on it right now. Like I said, I took it off. This move down here. Kind of like Apple. Remember I talked about Apple? If I said if I had to go some way on, I'd go long. Same concept here. I went long on this Facebook here. Beautiful run back up to the double top. But then, with the earnings, it popped up above. But hey, you can't get every move. I'm fine. I'm out watching it, and definitely interested in following this on a day-to-day basis. Day trading this thing is just amazing. Okay, Amazon. Amazon has been strong. This thing is coming back up. It also had a blowout earnings. It gapped up on earnings, and it held serve here pretty well. Now notice it's up here near resistance. I would not be buying this here. Okay, if you bought it down anywhere down in here, congratulations. And if I was in this long, I would have sold some into this earnings gap up to resistance. In fact, part of me wanted to short this thing, at least buy some put options on it, or sell some calls above 700 on this thing a few weeks out, but I didn't do it yet. Okay, but I'm considering that because I don't think this thing goes higher immediately, unless something really rambunctious happens in the markets at the high side. So again, flat. In fact, I'm talking about the FANG stocks, but I'm out. I'm not in any of them right now. So Facebook, Amazon, Netflix. Netflix is working out nicely if you're short this thing. Okay, it popped up here above again, failed breakout. Came down hard on volume, okay, and now it's moved down here. Like I said, I've tweeted about this too, okay. Have some options on this one. I don't own any of the stock or short any shares, but I do own put options on this thing, and I'm targeting the $80 mark, okay, and below. All right, so watching this as it goes has been a nice money maker here on the short side, but I think this thing is staring 80 right in the face, okay. Staring 80 right, but it's extended now. Don't short it now, okay? Just riding out my position, trail stopping, watching the action as we go forward. And finally, Alphabet, Google, been crushed here too, okay? Another one that, again, other than Facebook, the rest of these, and Amazon, two are up and two are down. Google here, back down here, but near support. Again, don't short this. It's at a support area. If anything, it might be a nibble on the buy side. You're in between the rising moving averages, but this is looking awfully like a triple top to me. In fact, if I look at the weekly charts, this looks toppy. It looks like we're going lower. Let's go back to Netflix. This sure as hell looks like, pardon my French, it looks like it's going to go lower. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Okay, neckline here about $75 a share. Like I said, I may be continuing to add to my short option position on this thing, depending on how it plays out. Because I think this thing goes down to 60 if things fall apart and below. Amazon we talked about here. Would I buy this? No, it's up here near a double top. Okay, so we talked about Netflix and Google. Definitely to me look like short ideas on the weekly, although they may not be setting up right now. The Amazon on the weekly is a no buy. It's not a short, but it's a no buy. And if you're aggressive, it may be a short playing off the double top thought processes, sees. And the Facebook is too much of an uptrend. This one's actually making higher highs. I wouldn't short this thing right now. Would not short it. There's so many other things to short that I don't have time to go through here. But I thought I'd talk about these big four since a lot of people follow them. So anyway, that's the update for this month. If you got any questions, hit me up, tom@tomwillertrade.com. Hope you guys have a good May. Rock it in May with your trading. Again, comment on the video if you want. Shoot me an email. Respond pretty quickly. Check out the little blog on my website, tomwillardtrading.com, and have a great month. And I'll talk to you in the next video that I release here on YouTube. Take care, guys and gals.